Oh, I don't know. My parents are
Where's that at?
South of Ocala.
Oh, yeah. We go to. Can't go this year. It's not different. Really? Does it run kind of like staffing? Right. That's what we're thinking, do another fellowship. Right. I haven't been since COVID, so I haven't seen it. We used to walk by there all the time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been
Hey, Brian, we're still talking back there, so they give us another few more minutes.
Excuse me, we have this meeting that we have to do. Otherwise, you all like yell at me for starting late. All right, let's see. Oh, I had to do the pledge of allegiance last time, Jim.
And I think I screwed it up, didn't I?
I don't remember. We'll have Mike Erickson do it.
Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The four-way pack, let's pick, there's nobody here today.
Well,
We're here.
Oh, you're here. Roger, do the four-way pack.
The way I interact with other person, how really encourage and interact with them first.
I declare not to self-advantage.
Jack, can you lead us in the invocation?
Dear God, we give thanks for this beautiful day and for the guests that are with us. We ask a blessing on the Rotarians here and around the world and the projects that they're involved with. Bless this food and this meeting to our youth. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated.
Yeah.
Second part. Can I sit with you, bastard?
All right, let's welcome our guests. Rachel.
All right, well, I'm standing up. This is Elisa Kapusinski. She is the director of rec at the City Park District, so I need to get her to join.
That's all our guests.
There's no one here today.
Yeah. All right, any announcements? I'll start. I was told that Don Ray just got out of the hospital, and it'd be nice if you know Don, give him a phone call. He's at home.
Thank you. Again, I'm gonna pass around the sign-up sheet today. This is for March Madness Beach and Spread Pool. We make about, our club makes about $4,000, $3,000 on this, and it costs $100 to get in. And it's kind of a no-brainer to do. We will, if you're a club member, we will bill you or you can pay me. So I am looking for 30 more spots to be filled. So if you guys want to get in, please let me know. Thank you.
All right. Going to do a couple of different announcements. We do have that recycling event tomorrow. And part two of that is we've had 3 laptops in our cabinet over there. Does anybody have any objection to us recycling those 3 laptops that I don't think have been used in the last 2.5 years? Going once, going twice, donated.
All right.
Project selection is in full. We're receiving applications. I think we're at 7 or 8. But if you do know of any nonprofits, you are welcome to send them to our website to do the application for project selection. We also have all of the scholarships are out there. If you know of any senior in high school that's going to a 4-year college or into the trades, we have scholarships for that. Thank you.
Way to go, Tom.
Any more announcements? Going once, Twice. All right, who's happy? Anybody happy? Get some happy dollars? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy. So I've got $5 and I've got a couple happy dollars here. One is that, I love being back at Rotary again. Sorry, I missed you guys for a while. Two is that, just hired my son Jack to come and work for me, and he took the job. And I'm not sure if it's more aggravation or what it is, but he's working for me, so that's good. He started out by saying, I need a vacation, so he's on vacation already. And, and I survived another Valentine's Day. So
Yep.
$5.
Jim, can you collect? them?
I will have.
Thank you. Anybody else happy? Yeah, look out.
I got 5 happy dollars, and these 5 happy dollars are for Bonnie, because she gave me this beautiful, wonderful, loving Valentine card. And I will share with you what this Valentine card says. It says, "Happy Valentine's Day to the man of my dreams. In my dreams, you snore a little less."
You didn't finish with the rest of it. Otherwise, he's perfect.
Anybody else happy? Rachel?
I am $2 happy, one for the computers being gone from there, because those have been suspended my existence for a while. And that I finally had a guest from home for 6 months. On the record. I throw it in when I.
Okay,
when I
that's
put
fine.
my- You
All
know,
right, anybody else happy? Anybody else happy? Oh,
I have $2 for the amazing floral arrangement that Greenies did for me.
847-885-2000.
And I have $2 for our PCs for People thing that we're doing tomorrow, because it looks like it's going to be an amazing event. There's so many people that are bringing computers, there's so many already. And we're going to do another one after that for to donate to kids and things, so they can pick computers up once they're refurbished. So we can see about that. And then, of course, I have $2 for my daughter. She just found out that she got the lead role at the Metropolis for the play that she auditioned for. She's never auditioned there before. It's not a musical, it's just a regular play. So we're very excited.
What play is it?
Super excited. Sorry?
What play is it?
It's called Little Red Robin Hood. Mash up between fairy tale stuff and Robin Hood.
Ed.
I have 10 happy hours, 5 for the week that I spent in Aruba with the Alderman and the Kellers. And found out it's the last week at 20 days of snowmobiling in the UP. Didn't get a chance to race this year, but that was the physical side of me that couldn't do it this year. So,
It's all right.
yeah.
Fleischer.
Can we decide?
Right.
Your 20 was fine, so
I plans to go down to the car auto show with my son Mark. I do it every year. And it's hopefully that. I think what 30 or 12 o'clock. So I cannot miss
Aw.
Ernie's retrospective slide. And so I said, Mark, let's do it to grid. It's too interesting and valuable. What he's got to say.
Anyone else happy?
Okay, let's hear it.
I mean,
I've got $10 happy for 2 reasons. My daughter is coming home for the weekend from college to spend time with us this weekend.
And then I leave for Marco Island in Florida on Wednesday for a week-long trip with my 2 older sisters. We're gonna hang out together and just have some awesome sister time. So I'm excited about that.
Tom,
Thank you for reminding me, Wendy. I'm actually going to see all 3 of my sons. Sam is coming home today, only because his girlfriend is coming home from school, but we'll take it when we can. Tommy's always home, but he'll be, graduating soon with his physical therapy degree. And then we're going out to Iowa to see Eddie. The little fella had a birthday. He's 23 years old. And he's very excited. He's lost about 25 pounds since football season. So he's trying to be a former athlete and not just a regular fat guy.
anybody else happy? Seeing none, we'll move on. The Queen of Hearts. Over 3,500. Feeling lucky? We should have another drawing on who wins the spin. Ted Gross. I'm sure he would love it that he won and he's not here.
Right. He gets number 7. Not a winner, but still a heart. They have a heart. Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. All right, enjoy your lunch.
You guys have the pizza spread.
Is she nice? Yeah.
Yeah, then he said, don't worry about it. You're right. You did. I have to read the whole thing. That's right. You're right.
No.
I didn't have a chance to. Something's with shrimp.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use 2 to 9.
Start sales.
I like a lot of.
Right, didn't mind.
Yeah. He does.
That's a lot of money. That's good.
2007.
Oh, no. Speakers.
And it brings, I was probably.
Right.
Now, you know.
Oh, wait, one more? Oh, my. Just very lucky.
Anyway, so now people. There's no one kind of. I agree.
I was out.
You know, Cynthia got a double ear infection. And, so, well, not many, I know, not anymore. It was, that was, you know, I didn't have anything crazy, you know what I mean? There's. Right now, I'm feeling like asthma, I took steroids, hospital that. Daughter always. If she has any sort of cough, it just tells me. Yeah. But not enough to get. Really?
You walk over.
Well, I watched basketball when I got.
Every 6 months. Usually I was like,
Basketball.
she didn't, she wouldn't know. I used to take her for her wellness. Like, well. Putting eyebrows in, you gotta wrestle. We just called it out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Like, yeah, for like 10 years plus.
When I get it.
Yes.
When I get
It's sneezing in your face at work.
Well, sex started at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, for all balls around.
Everybody's like, shut it.
Yeah.
So where are you guys?
This is, that must be my board.
It's the only way you.
Oh, the annual.
Yeah, so yeah.
Such knowledge. The Alvin Darks, that will be a man with my.
It is.
And it was my.
Because it just went down.
Yeah.
Like, just, yeah. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Much also. Giants.
No,
Oh, the
she
music.
here.
Yeah.
Whatever the scores.
Yeah, too, right. Big money. I was brave. It was too late.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Honestly, it wasn't as big as.
So.
Everybody was dead. I rolled it like I already started. And then they also wanted to listening, but I rolled it every car. Some sort of sticker or like the pinball back on the antenna, like. Here. They had kids set up. Oh, no. You know you won. Just kidding. Your name was Dixon. Sorry. What would you have gone with? So I was gonna say, it was, get 7 and you only got a 5.
Still working very hard. We
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been in the movies.
No, the other one's sitting next to mine.
Now, but we roll, right? That's so funny. What's the movie? I was actually thinking.
Challenge.
Yes. We can.
Oh.
That's kind of a do it. On a regular basis, yes. They asked us to.
Yeah. It's a nice. Yeah. I mean, those, I've never seen it. Problems pretty great on your plate. Yeah, we're not. You know, whatever. What off my property? The Brodies? The chicken is good. Like it. Really napping in the car. Yeah. Yeah, just take it in.
Oh.
I mean, they jammed that in. Oh. No. We're just gonna watch it.
That's what we do.
This is coming with you. Unless you want to switch out to the pasta and make it pasta.
You're right.
It's right there.
I like the fact that you're not-
Yeah, that's the first thing you did. I'm not paying for it. You did well.
So sorry about the wait.
Little big comment, thank you.
Yeah, they just started to hire. Yeah. Out here doing coordination. I know, I've never seen you do this. They don't want to go.
You know, Alan Gate is pretty good at keeping me informed of what's gonna go, what's gonna happen. Is there a fine master in the house?
Jen?
Are you a fine master, George?
I'll do it.
Thank you, George.
I'll do it. Yeah, really? I mean, seriously? That was horrible. All right. So, I need, I don't know, how about some ladies collecting money today? Two, I don't know if we need more than two, right?
I'll do it.
Whoever wants to volunteer, I'm not gonna pick on anyone.
I'll do it.
Anyone?
Go, Debbie. All right, let's do it. There's
So.
no cap today. There's no cap.
$5 cap. So if you're not wearing a pin or badge, it's up to you. Pay a fine, don't pay a fine. I don't care. If you're not. If you are late, like Debbie Schmidt, pay a fine if you feel guilty. Otherwise, I don't care about that either. Don't care. I don't care. If your phone goes off, you know, that's normally like a $5 fine. So why don't you just silence your phones for sure, so that doesn't happen. But I think if your phone goes off today and during this meeting, I think you should put it on speakerphone and you have to have the conversation in front of all of us, so we can all hear. I think that would be
I'm
good.
gonna call him right now.
But what I do have is 5 envelopes.
Oh, boy.
The content of these envelopes is a question written on a card. These envelopes have been hermetically sealed and stored in a mayonnaise jar on Funkin' Wagnall's porch since noon yesterday. No one knows the contents to these envelopes. And yet today, I, George the Rotarian, I changed it from Carnet, will telepathically give you the answers. Your job is to tell me what the answer is. The question is the answer. If you do, you don't pay anything. But if no one can get it, you can all guess. No one gets it right, then it's $1 each. All right, we got it? Okay.
George.
No.
If you're doing the buzz, do you get a pass today?
No.
What if you have a buzz?
All right, Tom, I'm already pissed at you for a different reason, so just come on. Leave me alone. Okay, envelope number 1. And how does that make you feel? And how does that make you feel? Anyone? Anyone say it, because if no one guesses, it's gonna be $1.
Yeah.
I was
What would
thinking-
Wendy say?
What would Wendy say? All right, let's see. Name Wendy Pasquick's favorite question. There you go, she saved you $1, everyone. All right, nice. Okay, I'm gonna mark that down. That was successful. That was a good one. Everybody liked that one. Okay. Not a lot of room to work with up here. Okay, envelope number 2. There are none. There are none. It's gonna be, I gotta admit, this is gonna be pretty tough. Any guesses?
How many roses left at the wedding?
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Hey.
a good
I
one.
like that. And I almost feel like making Jim pay, you know, for marketing on that.
847 885.
Okay, so no, nothing? Name a restaurant Brian Berg has not been to. Mildly successful. Okay. Didn't get as big of a laugh as I thought it would. All right. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
Before Roger blurts out a question.
Tell George was the president.
I know what that is. When will Ed Hay get on a snowboard?
You actually have the correct Rotarian, but I don't think you can take 50 cents off or anything. So what does Ed Haig say about losing our identity? Only a matter of time. All right. Okay, this is
I
all
like
true.
mine better.
Okay. Wow, that was not, okay. May a pregnant yak give birth on your driveway. You really have to be a Johnny Carson fan. You would be just dying right now. You'd be laughing so hard right now at Alice. Okay. Envelope number 4. Children, grandchildren, kitchen. Children, grandchildren, kitchen. Nothing? 0? Name 3 things that rank higher in Alan Gabe's home, including Alan Gabe. If you knew Alan, he's actually said those things. All right, that went off like a bomb. All right. I have in my hand the last envelope. I do not know the answer. I do not know the answer. What's
I
it?
said Pat Deppard.
No?
Pat always knows the answer.
Anyone else? Hearing nothing. Name something you will never hear Michael Erickson say.
I was close with what I said.
And with that, we are done. Thank you.
I don't even think I
You only
budgeted any money.
You only paid $4. Yeah. It was much funnier in my studio when I.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice job, George.
Hey, thanks, Jim. They don't appreciate the difficulty. Huh? See?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're right.
Without further ado, I'd like to welcome our own Indiana Jones, Ernie Turnovitz, to the podium.
No pressure.
Okay. A few weeks ago, I was asked to speak about the early days of Rotary Noontime Lunch by Mike Erickson and Gene Walters. On the advice of counsel, I was told not to say anything derogatory about any members past, present, including myself. My wife said that since I have never listened to advice from anyone, including her, why should I start now?
You doing fun, Rob?
Yeah.
By the way, after I was asked to talk about this, Gene sent me a form letter explaining to me what Rotary is all about, how the luncheon works, and how long the presentation should be. Gee, Gene, I think you're preaching to the choir here. So I guess I just ignored the first piece of advice. I hope the district governor is asked to speak, you don't send him the same form letter. Anyway, this is what I can remember about the early days of the club. The Schaumburg Rotary was founded in 1969 by Dr. Howard Baker with 35 charter members. I was not one of the original members, but I did, however, join within the first year after the club was founded. I believe that Jack Lucas joined before I did, and he corrected me today and said that he thinks I joined first, but it was close. And I welcome any additions or corrections he may have, because maybe his memory is better than mine on some things. We did have some interesting members with appropriate nicknames. We had Jim McTeague, the local funeral director, nicknamed Digger. We had Don Redmond with his towing service called the Happy Hooker. We had Marty Conroy, chief of police from Schaumburg, who they asked every week when he came if he had any free radar passes. And we had Bob Williams from the YMCA that wore white boots every meeting. And they fined him every week for his white boots. One week he didn't wear them, and in the spirit of Alan Gabe, they fined him for not wearing white boots. In the early days of the village of Schaumburg, it was not a suitable venue to hold a weekly meeting. We met at the Rolling Meadows Holiday Inn. The Rolling Meadows Luncheon Club already met there on Wednesdays, and our meetings were on Fridays. I had some occasion to make up a Wednesday Rolling Meadows Club meeting. I found out that the luncheon menu was quite different for the two clubs, since the motel manager that belonged to the Rolling Meadows Club. When we got hamburger, they got steak. When they got Italian sausage, we got hot dogs. Soon after, we moved to Lancer's Restaurant that was located on the northeast corner of Plum Grove and Algonquin Roads. This was a whole new ball game. They took so long to serve our club food that one day Daryl Moon went next door and bought Wendy's hamburgers for everyone and brought them back. He passed them out. And they're needless to say, management was very upset about this. After some heated discussion, our food was brought more promptly. However, the dessert was a different story. They usually served ice cream at about 1:25, with the meeting being over at 1:30. And I think they kept it in liquid nitrogen, because if you brought your jackhammer with you, could eat it.
Ernie? It wasn't Daryl. We don't want to focus on Daryl.
Okay.
It was me.
Thank you for the correction.
He couldn't do it with his dad there.
But he ate it.
Exactly. The whole table did.
From 1969 through 1980, the Rotary Club held an annual dance for a fundraiser. There were drinks and hors d'oeuvres and advertising pages in an 8.5 by 11 ad book that were sold to obtain funds to be able to give to needy causes and charities. The ad book lasted only 1 year after the Classic was started, due to the fact that it became obvious that the Classic was capable of securing much more funds than the ad book. From 1983 through 1986, the Rotary Club held what was called a suitcase party for a fundraiser. The tickets were sold for $25 per couple. The couples would come to the party with a suitcase packed for a weekend getaway. Early in the evening, a winning ticket would be drawn, and the winning couple would be taken to the airport in a limo, given airline tickets for a 10 p.m. flight to Saddlebrook Resort in Florida. A return trip was provided on Sunday evening. As we were a young club with many members having young children, securing a babysitter was a real challenge. What do you tell a sitter? I'll either be home at midnight tonight or Sunday night. If you had a relative, it worked much easier because they could understand that you might be gone. The non-winners stayed and partied, as there was a cash bar, some secondary prizes. Additionally, the Hyatt offered discounted rooms for anyone wishing to stay overnight till the next day. I mean, you already had your suitcase and everything. About 1970, Daryl Moon organized a group of Rotarians to become clowns in full regalia and marched in parades. As many as 13 of us tried to bring smiles and laughter to small children and their parents. We also participated in the Chicago Christmas Parade and visited State Hospital for Mentally Challenged Children in Dixon, Illinois. In 1974, the club obtained a 1944 Peter Prish pumper fire engine. The happy hooker, Don Redmond, towed it to his service garage and was able to get it running. The clowns used it for a couple of years in parades. Since it was only used once or twice a year, the maintenance to keep it running was not worth the effort. However, since it was parked on the back of my farm lot, my two young sons put out a lot of imaginary fires and saved a lot of people with it. Since there were 6 pilots with airplanes at this time, Ken Walmer, Jack Corsten, Joe Fabrini, Bill Jones, John Bartell, and myself. In 1976, it was determined that we had enough seats in private planes to enable the club to fly everyone to the yearly golf outing. Terry Park also had a friend that had access to a plane, which gave us some extra seats. We flew to Maple Grove Golf Course in 1976 and 1978. In 1977, we flew the club to Telemark in Wisconsin, normally known as the Ski Hill, but they have a golf course, great golf course, I guess there. We flew the club. The flights usually only took between an hour and 2 hours, depending on what kind of plane you were in. Since most of the planes were at their load limit, Ron Epperly, who was a Rotarian employed by Daryl Moon's company, would leave in a van with everyone's golf clubs on Thursday. He would come back with the golf clubs on Saturday to be returned on Sunday. There was one occasion that one person was playing in a tournament on Saturday and needed his clubs. They were custom left-handed clubs. So it wasn't like you could just find some clubs somewhere. We were able to find room in one of the planes and were able to accommodate them to get them back. I've only golfed those 3 times in my life. I was able to get high score all 3 times. And now if I could just reverse my golf and my bowling scores, I'd be okay. During the same period, the Schaumburg Rotary decided we would hold a pancake breakfast for a fundraiser. Ken Lomer, one of the pilots mentioned earlier, was the manager of Schaumburg Airport and arranged for the club to be able to use the large hangar at the airport to cook and serve the breakfast. Bill Jones was able to get Swift Meat Corporation to donate a supply of sausages to go with the pancakes. First year, the club rented the cooking equipment and did the cooking and the serving and all the cleanup. In the next year, the club hired a service to do cooking and cleanup. Some of the clown Rotarians were there and passed out free balloons to the children. Ken Lomer, the airport manager, sold airplane rides for a penny a pound. He obviously preferred to do this after they had a hearty breakfast. There was also some resistance with some of the women, the ladies not wanting to advertise their weight. Although the club never lost money on this venture, we never made very much either, considering the considerable amount of effort expended. We also had impeccable timing holding the event, as we somehow managed to do it on Mother's Day, Palm Sunday, and the same day the Boy Scouts were holding their pancake breakfast. During Jerry Wiseman's presidency in 1990, the name of the club was changed to include Hoffman Estates. The club officially became Schaumburg Hoffman Estates Rotary Club. Also at this time, Vince Sansaro started the marble raffle drawing. This consisted of buying a ticket to get a chance to reach into a bag that had a peach-colored marble and 9 blue marbles. If the peach marble was drawn, the lucky winner got half the pot and the amount of the tickets sold, with the other half going to Rotary charity. Blue marbles were sequentially removed to make the odds better. Over the years, The latter evolved into the Queen of Hearts that we now do weekly. Also in 1991, Don Redmond had the inspiration to start the foundation. The IRS at that time would not let the club carry any of the funds that were made to that year into another year. He thought it unfair that we should not have a say in what we did with our hard-earned funds and how we think. So they started the foundation. Since the foundation was established, we were able to give much more flexibility, have much more flexibility than what we did with all our funds for charitable giving. I believe it was around 1991 or 92 that Dr. Howie Baker presented the four-way pack to the club. He had been muddling with the four-way test for several years and thought it could somehow be updated to coincide with current times. He still had it in 4 questions. He discussed it with John Selke, who was the board member at that time. John said that he thought it should be said in a more positive way. Dr. Baker was able to mold the four-way test with the golden rule, along with the kindness, into a more updated version of the four-way test to what we have now as the four-way pack. It was submitted to Rotary International. It was published in the Rotarian magazine and received many favorable comments from all over the world. Rotary International, however, was not interested in changing Decker's old tradition. Because of its timeliness, our club still says both the pact at the beginning and test at the end of the meetings. I think from this point on, our club is pretty much as it is now. And as we lose members, we just need to keep getting new ones that have the same spirit and enthusiasm that the founders and the early members had and have. We can just keep building bigger and better because we have a rock solid foundation, pun intended. That's what I've got. What I remember is from the early days.
When did Probably get started?
Let's talk about architecture.
I don't recall that.
Who did it?
I think you're the guy, didn't you?
Yeah,
Paul
I think maybe Paul Durden again. Mike?
So when John Redmond wanted to start our foundation, he said, if we could get $100,000 in the foundation, we could fund our $8,000 of scholarship, or we wouldn't have to work so hard. Because that's all we gave away at that time, was $8,000. And we struggled to come up with the money to fund our scholarships. And we thought we'd do it, we'd fund it in like 5 or 10 years. We just took a little more extra funding. We had the $100,000 in our foundation. And we did that in 3 years. We had the $100,000. It's just a great idea for the time.
From the, our good friends at Gigi.
Thank you.
The four-way test that you know.
Open the lid. That's what I did. Smarter, not harder.
That was an interesting email from your secretary that was.
Yeah, how about that? Glad there was nothing else there.
Digging up dirt on you before the election.
Right. This was the working.
Yeah, we were the
Other than Daryl Moon, I don't know who's a Tom's, but.
I have pictures from before. I'll send you guys a link to the video.
Were they dressed as clowns so you don't recognize them?
Imagine the scariest 1970s clown you could ever imagine, and there were 5 of them or so.
If we have pictures of them in the video.
And I'm sure I saw them in the 70s, but erase that from my mind.
Jack Worston. Mike Man. Al Manzardo. Myself. I've got a list of 13. Uncle Joe.
No. You know, if you got the list, send it to Pat. I'm sure she'll send it out in her weekly email.
Or it'd be a good post.
Oh, that could be with a picture. So next week, we have our fishing well update to find out about all our scholarship winners from the fishing well project. Heather Zoldak will be here. Hopefully, we will learn who's replacing Lauren. Okay, all rise.
I know, right?
Debbie, since you were late, will you lead us in the 4-way test?
Ouch.
Is it true?
Sincere all concerned, will build goodwill and better friendships, will be beneficial to all concerned.
Thank you for your service, and I will see you tomorrow at PC's for People over at the Poplar Creek Bowl.
Gonna be at the bar or gonna be in Right. Well, hi, Jim. Yeah, the baker, like they have a baker.
He's talking about the how much.
Who asked for pictures of the Rotary Rascals?
Those people can be on.
Come on, tell me. Yes. Don't say it wasn't the purpose.
I know, I hate puns, they scare the heck out of me. My sisters. I should-
No, you fall down one building.